Okay, now I think I have this set, so we can probably see it a little bit better here. So anyway, okay, here's more pieces. This piece right here is 2 for 50 cents. There is 2 of them. Now, keep in mind, I just am letting you know kind of the retail prices because basically to let you know the deal you're getting on this stuff. There's a pair of these gaudy gold earrings. I don't know if you could fancy them up or dress them up or even what you'd do with them, but there is a pair of these. There are 4 of these pieces, so I suppose you could put cameos on them or whatever. I hope this is showing up okay because I'm having a hard time seeing it. But there's about 6 of these little tweezer things. I suppose they're for picking up stones and things like that. A couple more little fancy gold filigree type pieces. This is a really big one. Looks like it might have like a seam in it so it can be folded in half. I don't know what for. Again, I'm not a jewelry designer or maker. I just have the stuff. These pieces here are actually plastic. There's 3 of them. They're kind of like, I don't know, a flower design. There's very little, as far as the stuff that's colored gold or whatever, there's very little plastic. Most of it's all metal. If it's plastic, I'll tell you. These are really little fine pieces of little snowflakes kind of things. I don't know, they are metal, almost like a sequin type of thing. Here are some other caps. There's tons of different designs and styles of these. Most of them are silver and gold or antiqued, but like here's 3 different samples, but there's a lot of them. I just don't have the other bags out right now. Here's some more, kind of like what I just showed you. The ones I just showed you were rounded. These are more flat, and all of these are, I believe, all the same thing. There's 5 packages of 5, and then a separate count of 22. Here, these are crowns, and the backs of them are flat, so they could be glued onto things. There's a good dozen in there. These are some more reaches. They're the antiqued color. These are really pretty. Kind of like that. I'm hoping you guys can see these. Here are some more pieces that can be used for brooches. These are really kind of delicate, but they're really pretty. Places to put lots of stones on them. Really kind of cute, I think. There's probably, I have the price in here on these. I'd say there's probably 2 dozen in here. And the price on them is something. Here, let me see. I can get it out and see it. $6.10 a dozen. Like I said, there's probably 2 dozen in here. Okay, here is another little gold bar. Pretty piece. It's got some dimension to it. It's raised, and here are some little, I don't know, spacers or caps or bases. It's kind of tiny little things, but really pretty. There, looks like there's about 8 of those in there. Here's some more of these little filigree caps. They're not flat. They've got some dimension to them too, so they don't kind of raise on the outside edges. Some of this stuff, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell if it's copper or gold or antiqued. I don't know what color you call it. Here's a bag of stars. These are sequin stars. Then there's some little metal stars. I tried to sort everything kind of by category when I was doing it, like leaves and flowers and cameos. So this is the bag of stars. These are like sequin stars. These are some little, right over on this side, there's a bunch of just little flat-backed metal stars. Here's some little flat-backed bigger ones over here. And then there's these right here are like little, I can't tell how many are hanging on there. It's a group of stars of, I don't know, looks like they're little dangles. I suppose you could cut the little stars off of them too if you want, but it looks like there's about 3 stars per thing, and there's a loop on each end to dangle it on each end. Oh, let's see. There's a bunch more gold caps. I'd say there's close to a couple hundred in here. These are really kind of cute. They're dimensional, really raised in the middle to put a bead or a pearl or something in. Here's another style of cap. I know like some of the caps were on the first video that I sent. These ones that I'm showing you now are completely separate to the ones that I showed you before. This one has a like a loop on the top of it. Some of them do, some of them don't come with loops already on them. However, I have gobs and gobs and gobs of different kinds of lengths and styles of the pins that you could put mount on them if you wanted to. Here's another style of cap. These are, yeah, these are metal too. I wasn't sure if they were metal or plastic, but they're metal. There's several dozen in there. Okay. Here's some, this is kind of the color that looks, like I said, looks like copper, but there's more of those. Here's some darker antique styled ones. There's, I'd say, a good couple hundred in there, 150 or so. Here are 2 clasp type things, pretty fancy ones. There are a lot of these that have already been like formed into balls, or there's a lot even of the where they haven't already been formed and folded into balls. They just come kind of like that. There's lots and lots of these, hundreds of them. They're really pretty and kind of delicate, feminine little things, I think. Here are some more little bases that could be added into pearls. I designed and made a bridal bouquet for a friend of ours. These are kind of a flat piece that you could put a stone in. Most of which I use like a lot of these flat pieces so that, and I glued them onto a styrofoam ball to make the bouquet. So there's, while I think brooch bouquets are great and awesome and amazing, being able to glue these separate pieces to make a bouquet turned out really beautiful as well. Here's just like a little filigree reach type thing. A lot of stones could be put on that, and just a simple brooch just as is with stones on it. There's several dozen in here. Here are some more really delicate little pieces. These also could just be a simple little brooch as is, really delicate, but a single stone or multiple stones could be put, you know, on each petal if you've got stones that are that shape. Most of the Swarovski crystals that come in this stuff are round, and I don't know the sizes of things, but they vary in size from I don't know, pretty good size to the type of like a pencil eraser size, clear down to like the size of a pinhead. So there's just various sizes. This is the bird bag, so there's several different kinds of birds in here. This is like a little pair of love birds for these for $1.60, and there are 4 of them there. Just kind of cute. These are pretty heavy duty sturdy pieces right here. Here's another pair of little like lovebirds on a branch. Just a simple little dangle piece with a loop in it. Real cute necklace right in and of itself. These are some pieces. The price of these was 90 cents for 6 of them, I think, or maybe they were 90 cents a piece. I don't know. A little bit heavy duty. They're like, oops, like little geese, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes to put stones in there to really flashy fancy these little boogers up. Here are just some tiny, these aren't flat backed, these are more molded pieces. So there's like dimension to the back of them. I would say these are swallows. There's about a dozen in there. Here, these are little flat-backed pieces. Look just like basically birds flying through the air, or I suppose they could even be a little set of double leaves as well. These here, more birds on a. These are 2 for 80 cents, and there's several in here. 1, 2. There's 4. So right there, that one package, another $1.60. Looks like a baby bird wanting to be fed, or a bird singing. It's not a flat back again. It's got some dimension to it. Okay. Don't want to fidget around with this stuff for too long, because otherwise this video is going to be hours long with all of this stuff. Here's some more little cute little ribbon pieces. Just a cute little brooch right in and of itself. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces in there. This is labeled $1.62 for 6. Here's a couple brooch pieces. These were 30 cents a piece. Well, I don't know if they're necessarily brooch pieces. You can use them for whatever, but they've got some hearts in them, and really there's a like I said, wasn't into this stuff so much, except I knew that I wanted to make a bouquet for a friend, and am just really amazed at the different detail in some of this stuff. Here's some antiqued pieces, little dangles that you could hang more pieces off of. This lot is just a jewelry designer's like heaven. It's literally like being able to go into a jewelry supply store and just having whatever you want. These were $1.23 for half a dozen. I'm guessing there's a whole dozen in there. The stuff was in, like I said, it was in like nut and bolt bin type containers, and there was all the guy wanted was the containers. He didn't want the stuff in them, and so these are little cherubs. There's about 6 of them. And so the guy, we just went around the auction and found a couple boxes, and containers and buckets, gallon ice cream buckets, and started dumping the stuff into it, which made a huge mess for me. But I know there was at least 25 bolt bins, so there was a lot. Here's a thermostat. There's just such a variety of different. I mean, you could build pieces that are going to catch anybody's eye. There's I don't know. This is another little dangly piece where you could put pearls and stuff on. These here, I think, are plastic, gold kind of wreaths. Here are some more caps. These are just like another size. There's multiple kinds in here. There's some of the flatter ones. They aren't totally flat, but they are flatter. Or there's some of these that have more of the dimension to them. If I can kind of show you. Oops, how they don't sit on my fingertip, but they are more domed and rounded. This lady was, her specialty was egg decorating, and I don't think there's very many people that do that anymore. You know, and while that appealed to her, and I'm sure she made some beautiful eggs, there's just so much stuff here. Here's 25 little triangular dangle pieces. These are really shiny and pretty. For $1. See, there's maybe a dozen in there. I seem to recall seeing more of these somewhere else in this batch of stuff. So, like I said, I got a lot of it sorted, but there were still some that needed to be sorted. Here's $1.60 for a dozen. There's several dozen in here. These are nice little pieces. They've got a lot of places to put a lot of stones. Really cute, pretty, simple. Just this alone, in and of itself, you put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stones on there. And I don't know, I'm guessing a matter of 5 to 10 minutes for somebody that makes brooches, and you'd have a brooch done. And for $1.60 for a dozen, probably 2 dozen there. So there's a good $30. Oh, that's not what I was thinking. There's about $3 for $3 worth of materials, and I'd pay a couple bucks a piece for a brooch like that to put on a bouquet. So lots of profit potential here, lots and lots. It's just making the jewelry, and I know there's people that like to do it. So, and if you've got an Etsy shop set up, this is just a perfect deal. In a matter of a week, you can have a lot of supply back on your store. Here's a cute little piece to put gems on, a dangle for a necklace. One thing there wasn't very much of it all was chain. There was a couple spools of wire, not much. I've still got that stuff in the other tote in the bedroom. Here's some little, I have no idea what these things are. But they look like little, I don't know, cornucopias, I guess is what I would call them. But you could put a pearl in there with some, beading gems around it, or I don't know. I don't know what they are or what they're used for, but they're kind of cool. There's several different styles, types, shapes, and colors of these. I have 4 in this bag right here. Okay, here's some gold beads. These aren't metal, they are plastic. The price on these, and there's lots of these. These were just like I would dump stuff out on a styrofoam plate and just sort it off, and there was 50 cents for 200 of those, and I'd say there's about 200 in there. Here's a couple of crosses that have they still have Christ on them, And there's a thing on the bottom, a marking, so I'm not sure. I think that it says sterling silver, but without pulling out a magnifying glass, I can't tell for sure. But like I said, they still have Christ on them. Here are a dozen for $1.20. Some of the stuff she had ordered from all over the United States, different stores and things like that. And like I said, some of the stuff was, I live in a small town, and evidently there used to be, we used to have a craft store that supplied this stuff in town. Not in the last 20 years that I know of. So I know some of this stuff is old new stock. Like the price tags and stuff on here, they're so dry when you touch them, they just kind of crack and fall apart. But so you know, some of this stuff is it's actually vintage. Came from, like I said, all over the United States. Here's some more pieces here. Here's a dozen for 50 cents, and they're marked with pencil, so kind of another way to let you know that, you know, this stuff is old. Doesn't have SKU numbers and things like that on there. Here's an original package I haven't yet sorted through, so this may belong with something else that I've already got in a bag. I'm not for sure. Kind of the first time I'm seeing it myself, I guess. These were $3.90 for half a dozen. I'm assuming that's about how many are in here. Yeah, it looks like it. This is some little leaves and berries. So this should actually be in the bag of leaf stuff that I have. So I'll put that off to the side. Here's some more. 95 cents for a dozen. These are more antique looking. These do have the flat backs on them. But a loop on each end, so a bracelet or a dangle or on a brooch. Here are some pieces that could be used for brooches themselves. Just add a pin and 7 stones, and there you go, you've got a brooch. And looks like there's about a dozen or so in this bag. I'm thinking this hand is getting in the way. I hope not. Here are some frames for cameos. There's 2 of them here, and there's I have several. I have a bag that has frames in them too, somewhere in here, and I'll pull that out. So I have like a bag of frames, and then I have a bag of cameos as well. I love cameos because, and there's so many different styles and here actually. I figured up this bag of cameos alone at roughly like 90%, 80 to 90% off retail. So like my price would be like $13. So retail times 80% of that. So there's oh, this bag is ripped. Okay, so anyway, here's a ton of cameos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a dozen of them in here. Some of them are left facing, some of them are right facing. I don't know. I think this is a, oh, I can't really think of the color you'd call it, but it's that only thing I can think of, it's that stuff that the mosquito got caught in on Jurassic Park, whatever that, amber maybe that's what it is. Here's some black, these are plastic ones here. There's a dozen there. Here is another black plastic one. I think that's plastic. Yeah, that one's plastic. These ones are kind of cute. I looked these kind of up on the price of my catalog. There's 9 of them in here for $3.50. Here's a little puppy with sausage, but most of the rest of them are cats or There's some giraffes, animals, camels. Here's one with a cat on it. Really quite pretty, I think. These are glass. There's a couple more kinds in here. Here's some of your typical blue ones. And there's 2 blue and two green in here. Here's some different colored ones, purple, green, white. And here's some more of that amber color, I think. It's bugging me now because I can't think of what that is, but there's 29 of them in here. I have $4, so and like I said, I just base these prices off of, I have a Fire Mountain Gems catalog, and so I kind of looked that stuff up in there to get an idea on prices. And then I just kind of based it on most of the pricing stuff off of, you know, taking it about 80% off of retail. Here is a bunch of different styled hinges. And this is just one bag. There are multiple bags of these. They come from, like I say, this size to really, really tiny. So I haven't even, this was just some bag, I haven't even sorted them out. And there are little tiny, itty bitty little screws in there. There's a lot of these too. A couple different styles of these, not too many different styles, but a couple that you could leave like this. Or there's some where you can, I have in this batch somewhere where you can put a pearl or a gem or something in them too. These have a price on them. 6 for $2.35, or maybe it's 2 for 35 cents. I don't know how she has that marked on there, but anyway, you get the idea. Here's a couple more bigger pieces. A lot of put a lot of stuff on there for a brooch. Lots of these little pieces. I'd say there's a couple hundred in this bag of little dangles. Good just by themselves or at a stone. These here said $1.40 for whatever was in the bag. And the bag's empty. I think all these were in the bag. I hope the lighting and everything is okay. I don't make very many videos. But like I said, another little piece. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones on there, or more if you wanted. Lots of stuff to make and fancy up. Here's some more of those cones. Like I said, the cornucopias looking type of things. Here's just another shape. Kind of like a dunce cap kind of shape, I guess I'd call it. These are really fine and soft, but they are metal. There's 4 of them in that bag. These ones, I thought these were really unique and pretty too. These have a gem already in them. Purple, I think it's purple amethyst. I don't know, but well, there's a purple and I call it Aurora Borealis, or it's clear. There's a clear one in there. These are really kind of really pretty. They've got gems all around the bottom here and then up on the top. So like some of these, you know, pieces are, we have them and they have no stones in them, or I don't know, maybe she started to create these herself. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these pieces here that I think she created them herself. And I don't know how she put them together, but this piece on the bottom here looks like a piece that there are just plain in here by themselves. So I think some of the stuff that she has built, she had built herself. I don't know. I get excited about this stuff. I wish I had the time and the desire and the patience to do it, because like I said, this lot of stuff is it's a jewelry maker's dream, and these are $1 for 4 of them. Once again, more of the dimensional little type of things. They remind me of little bags or drawstring purses, and there's a lot of them. These are the gold. These are more antiqued. These are more of a copper color. There's several dozen of those in here. And this is even yet another style. And these they're pretty heavy duty, well put together little pieces. There's 5 of those. Let's see what else we got here. 4 packages of 12. I had them labeled for $1 a piece, and then there's 21 singles in here as well, somewhere, I think. And I bought all these new bags and put them in bags, because the bags that they were in were just so old and flimsy and just really falling apart. These are have places to put lots of stones on them, and they're really dimensional, you know, raised and lowered and so forth. So lots of pretty things. Lots of potential. Lots and lots of potential here. Here's a little dangly piece, and this piece here even flips. Here's another one in here. Hadn't sorted that yet, so that one, I'll just put it in this bag right here. Here are some more beads that were just loose on a plate. There's a bunch more of these over in the bead bin. Here's a little 4-leaf clover. I have some more of those right close here somewhere. I think there's about maybe a dozen of these. It's kind of heavy. It's not flat backed. There's some dimension to the back of it. Here is a couple pretty little pieces here. As you can see. There's more of these little variegated beads. Like I said, there is tons and tons of these things in a few different sizes. I'll put those off to the side because I know I got more of those somewhere. Here are some more leaves. These need to be in the leaf bag, I think. These are kind of cute little pieces here. I think there's a couple dozen at least in there. Not sure what these are. Another couple dozen in here. Little pieces. And what do we have here? These are some... There's no air in the bag, so they won't move. Some little tiny pieces. I suppose you could use them for reaches, or you could put stones in there and make that an individual piece to be put on or built up onto another piece. Here's some more. These are some more little caps. These are the flatter ones. There's gold and silver and kind of an antiqued silver type of look. They are priced at 60 cents for a dozen. They come from Boutique Trims in Lyons, Michigan. Have no idea if the place even still exists. here are a bunch of, we have these kind, I think they're like clasps for the back of a necklace. But there's some that are this V-shaped, and there's various different sizes of these. And then there's some that are heart-shaped, and then there are some that are like these. And like you can tell, this bag here probably weighs close to a pound, and I'm guessing there's probably 1,000 of these in there. But they're, I call them, there's no single, wait, let me get the single one out here. I call them like treble clef. They just remind me of, you know, like the treble clef on music, on sheets of music. So, lots and lots of these. So we have, there's like 3 different styles. The treble clef, the V shapes, and then there's heart shapes. And they all come in different sizes. I would say tiny, small, medium, large, and extra large are the only real terms I can really think of to describe them here. These are a smaller size. I think these, yeah, these here are really, really tiny ones. I suppose they could be used to, like for reaches, to attach things and stuff like that in a row as well. Okay. This lot on the video that I'm showing you now is I'm trying to guess like maybe the size in accordance with how much stuff I actually have. Is maybe a 20th of it. You have the video that I first showed you, and then that, if you take that video and that amount of stuff combined with this amount of stuff, is probably would equal about 1/10 of the stuff that I have, or that's here. This is the butterfly bag. So here is a potential, lone butterfly brooch. Here are some little butterfly single pieces. I took some of these, and what you can do actually, these were on the bouquet that I made, and they were actually bent. If you bend them and can bring the wings up and kind of bend the wings around a little bit to make them more three-dimensional and elegant and flowing. And so I had some of these on the bouquet that I had done, and they were really pretty. Here are some butterflies within a dangle in a loop here. I'm hoping you can see this stuff. Here's some with a price on them. These are little reaches. They've got loops on each side. Solid, they're gold. 20 of them for, no, 20 cents for a dozen of them. I'd say there's about a dozen in there. Probably a dozen in here. A single one. And there's close to a dozen in here. Okay. Here are some more caps. There's 3 packages of 6, 3 packages of 6. The price that was on it was $2.48 or $2.40 per 6 of them. And so there's well, that has a lot more than 6 in it. There's a dozen in there, 6 in there. Different colors though, that gold and then that copper color. Here are some little variegated, I don't know what they are, kind of cute little, whoops, cute little things. Once again, a loop on each end. Some of this stuff is, and I don't know how good the camera is recording, but some of it looks remarkably similar to other other things I may be showing you, but that's just it. They look similar, but they are different. This is $1.65 a dozen. I'd say there's a dozen in there. These were 35 cents a piece. These came from Burger Specialty Company. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those for brooches or whatever you want to use them for. Here is a little single gold piece with a cross in it. It's kind of a thicker piece, but you could definitely put gems, you know, around the top or the bottom. Here are some more of those balls that I was showing you that were bent to be balls. Here they are as a flat piece. They have the loop on the top, so you can put whatever through them, but these are, like I said, bendable, so you can bend them up to make a ball. The proper way to do it is probably with tools and so on and so forth, but they're really soft, lightweight, so you could form a cap or even bend it in further to form a ball. There's lots of them here. There are 5 packages of 10 in here, so there's 50. In there. Okay, we're getting down to close to being at this end of this batch. Here's a few more larger style caps. These are a little bit bigger than some of the other ones I've shown you. Here are some praying hands. There's 3 of them in here. These do have the flat backs. There's no dimension on the back, but there is dimension to the front. Here's, I don't know what this thing is. It's kind of a cool piece. Don't know what you use it for. Kind of a honeycomb pine cone kind of thing. I suppose you could glue gems on each one of those spaces in there and really glam it up, but it's kind of pretty all by itself. Here are some tinier caps of the dunce caps, like I said, that I call them. These are a smaller version, silver. I'd say there's 1.5 to 2 dozen in there. These are flatter base pieces. I suppose you could make, I would really like to know what they use these for. But I suppose you could put your gems on there and make a solid, real gemmy brooch if you wanted to. Really kind of pretty. There's 6 in there, I think. Here's another batch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some gold ones. Are really pretty. Here are some little, they kind of remind me of sunflowers, I guess. Sunflower caps. And let's see, the last big bag here. This is the big bag of beads. I'm sorry, it's not the last bag. It is just the last bag of stuff that I pulled out for this video. So, in any case, there are lots of different beads in here. These look kind of like the backs to earrings that you would put on stud posted earrings. Here's some round ones. These right here, the price is 12 for $3.24. So I bet you that's a $10 bag right there. And that's retail. Here's another one. These are 12 for $3. I bet you there's 2 dozen in there at least. So there's another $6. And that's my dog. So here we have 3, 6. So there's $12 right here in these 2 bags alone. Retail price. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bags in here. Here's some, this is just some multiple shaped ones. These are like little springy kind of things. Not sure what they are, what they're used for. They just kind of, and there's various different styles and sizes in here. Maybe they are just springs, but like you can see, they're kind of springy. So there. Let me get this lot put away, and I will pull out another lot.